Next up, a classic fighting game that brought a new level of action, intensity, and infamy to gaming.
Finish him! Finish him!
Finish him! Dun, dun, dun.
Finish him!
At number 72 on our countdown, one of the most notorious and controversial games ever, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
It was brutal. That Mortal Kombat was exceptionally brutal.
It became one of those games that's corrupting the youth of America.
Congress had this whole thing, started going after the video game industry, and they're like, these video games are making kids violent. I was like, there was never a time where, you know, I'm gonna go to school and beat some kid up.
Mortal Kombat is credited with inspiring the ESRB game rating system and was the first game to warrant an M rating for its mature content.
Mortal Kombat was not appropriate for children. And that's, of course, why all the children wanted to play it at the arcade.
Mortal Kombat was a game that, you know, only a few of the kids had, and, you know, everybody wanted to go over to their house and play when their parents weren't around. It was like somebody having a dirty magazine or something. Everybody wanted to go and, you know, rip somebody's head off.
Mortal Kombat hit arcades in 1992 and hit hard. With its brutal one-on-one death matches and plentiful gore, the game couldn't help but attract attention.
Wins.
I remember being a teenager and coming into the arcade, and I'm hearing all these sounds of just this, ooh, ah, finish him. All these like kung fu sounds, and it had this kind of like photorealistic style that I hadn't seen up to that point yet. It was amazing.
It was the first time that I saw people lining up to play an arcade game. It's the first time I saw people putting their money down and saying, I got next.
In the wake of other fighting games, Mortal Kombat stunned with its over-the-top gameplay and brutal level of violence.
Street Fighter 2 had become this kind of phenomenon, and then Mortal Kombat comes along as the guy in the rated R movie, and there's buckets of blood flying around, there's disembodied voices laughing.
All of the awesome, really fun things that you got to do with the characters, instead of just hitting them, were all insanely magical and insanely, like, violent and deadly.
As a teenager, this is pretty much the freaking coolest thing you could ever imagine.
Mortal Kombat did more than provide hours of entertainment. It changed video games forever.
The finishing moves, the brutalities, like all the mythology to it. Mortal Kombat was a game that you would play over and over.
And surprise, years later, I think the kids are all right.
Mortal Kombat!
Liu Kang wins.